Well, very good evening and welcome from Tollcross International Swimming Centre here in Glasgow. A warm welcome to live coverage of the Brodies Scottish Schools Swimming Championships 2016. We've seen two cracking sessions already today, and we'll be bringing you the action from this third and final session as some of Scotland's most promising youngsters attempt to beat last year and break even more records in the pool. We've seen so many records so far. Hopefully there's more to come this evening. I'm Paul Noble. I'm joined in the commentary box this evening by Callum Tate, one of Scotland's leading swimmers at the moment. Evening, Callum.
Good evening.
Looking forward to tonight's action.
Yeah, it should be exciting. I've not been to Scottish schools in a while, but looking forward to seeing some of the swims.
You must have competed here many times, did you, Scottish schools?
I did, yeah. I think I had a quick look back at results today, and I think I was first here in 2008. But yeah, I was here in the years following that until 2011. So I've got good memories from racing here, and so it'll be good fun to watch the swimmers today.
Well, we've got a lot to look forward to this evening. There is the programme that we have. We start off with what promises to be a very noisy couple of first races. Two 4x50 primary school relays. All about 100 backstrokes, 200 butterflies, 100 freestyles for boys and girls, 200 medleys, and finish off with one you'll be looking forward to, Callum, the 100 breaststroke events as well at the end of this session. Great crowd here actually at Tollcross. It's the Commonwealth Pool, you know it well, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. There's not many spare seats across from us, and there's an awful lot of athletes around, so it should be an exciting evening. There's already an atmosphere, and yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Actually, it's a good crowd in here, and a lot of them to support these primary school kids coming out. It's the 4x50 metres freestyle relay, 12 and under. So we've got lots and lots of youngsters coming through here today. It's really been good to see. We saw a Scottish record in the 50 freestyle earlier. Let's see if we get any records in these relays. Well, let's keep these tweets coming. We have had tweets from around the world. The hashtag is SSSC16. So it's SSSC16. And we have tweets already coming through this evening. Emma Cowie tweeted, "Superb swimming, sportsmanship, coverage and commentary. Great to watch on a snowy afternoon." Can you think of anything better, Colin?
Don't think so.
That's the right answer. Well, keep those tweets coming. Myself and Callum will try and keep an eye on them as they come through. Inverness ASC says, "Well done, Angus, Alan, Kirsty, Kate and Hannah. Great swims this afternoon in the second session of SSC." And we have a little tweet there from Ewan Simpson. "It's safe to say hashtag SSSC16 has the best music out of any event I've worked on." Well, I'll tell you, Ewan, I was doing the music this afternoon, so hopefully I'm going to take the credit for that one. A little bit anyway. Not this evening, no. And Callum, it should be quite a very interesting race, this first one. 4x50 freestyle relay, the 12-year-olds. What can you remember? Did you ever compete in this 12-year-old relay?
I didn't compete in the 12-year-olds, but I competed at the Scottish Schools Relay Champs when it was for high school. It should be quite good fun because 4x50 metres long course, you've obviously got some of your team on one side of the pool and some of the team on the other side. So it'll be interesting to see who goes out fastest and who's able to hold on at the end.
Well, we've got two heats of the boys, two heats of the girls. And we're just about to get underway for this final session. Anne Anderson is tweeted in, "Come on, GWC boys and girls, 200 metres freestyle relay." And Michelle Hall, "Go Team Scotstown" from Aberdeen. And the tweets keep coming in here, just when we're waiting to start this session. Glasgow swimmers have been in top form all day, including Kate Shanahan, setting a new meet and a national 11-year-old record in the 50 back, 32.64. That was not hanging about at all for Katie Shanahan this morning. And we saw some records earlier today in the boys event in the 50 freestyle. We'll see what we can have in this first relay of the final session. This should be very loud. We have Baird Primary School in 1, Clooney Primary School in 2, Hecklegirth in 3, High School of Dundee in lane 4, Anderson Primary School in 5, Seaview Primary School in 6, Burnt Island Primary School in 7. The centre lane, it's the High School of Dundee, the 4 12-year-olds with Matthew Joss leading them out. Important to get a good start, isn't it, Callum?
Yeah, absolutely. Blair Wardlaw from Burnt Island's going well as well in the near side.
It's very, very close now between the top two. It's a good spot because Wardlaw is first to the turn here, the first changeover, should I say, and he hands over to Kieran Carr, and it looks like John White going in for the High School of Dundee. We saw Rory Grant swim a fantastic backstroke leg for Dundee earlier today, so he'll be a very strong person on the last leg, but it's all closing up, Callum.
Absolutely. Burnt Island are still slightly out in front, but there's a real scrap for second and third behind as they come towards the 100 mark and the halfway point.
And it's the great name of Hecklegirth, I think, that's going to lead them in at halfway. We had a little look at where Hecklegirth was when we saw the name on the programme, but it's somewhere down in the borders near Annan. But it'd be great if they were to hang on here. And they've got Cole Nicholson going on this third leg. They are pressed now by Ryan Kilburn. And Ryan Kilburn, what a great swim from Ryan Kilburn there. Going ahead for Dundee, I think.
Yeah, Dundee have pushed ahead in this third leg. Looking to hand over a lead to his teammate in the last leg. Gwyn Anchor's a bit of a responsibility, so I'm sure his teammate's looking good to have this lead.
I think it is a responsibility, but if there's anyone that can step up to the challenge, it's Rory Grant, because he swam a fantastic 50 metres backstroke earlier. And look at this, look at the turnover for Rory Grant. He comes down with half a length to go. He's been chased by Hecklegirth swimmer Finlay Johnston, and he is trying to hang on to second position ahead of the Anderson swimmer Craig Stevens. But here is Rory Grant coming through now. He's going to take this one. A great swim from the High School of Dundee. Rory Grant takes it in 2:27.83, and it was dominant, wasn't it? What a finish for second. Oh, it does go to Hecklegirth. Well, there we go. You see the replay there at the end, but I suspect there's Rory Grant there. Absolutely clear water between him and the rest of the teams. Yeah,
Rory Grant was handed a small lead, but as soon as he dived in, he doubled that lead. So yeah, great swim from him.
And there is the result, 2:27.83, a comfortable win there for Dundee ahead of Hecklegirth and Anderson. You never tire of saying Hecklegirth, do we? It's a really good name, isn't it? And they did really well, that team. Second heat, we have High School of Glasgow in lane 0, Dollar Academy in 1, Erskine Street in 2, Watson's in 3, Crathis Primary in 4, Applegrove in 5, Robert Gordon's in 6, Hutchison in 7, Beaconhurst in 8, and Afford Primary in lane number 9. Well, Callum, who is going to take this one? This looks very tight in the opening stages.
It does indeed. There's not much to choose between who's in front. Almost everyone's in contention in the first leg.
You as a relay swimmer, you would be probably going in the middle of the relay if it's a medley relay such.
Yeah, normally swimming breaststroke in a relay. Although the last relay I did swim a freestyle leg, although it wasn't nothing to write home about.
Sure, that's not the case. But what a great race this one. Absolutely fantastic contest at the moment. And up there in lane number 1, Dollar Academy doing well. Archie Kelly is leading them home, but there is absolutely nothing to choose between 3 or 4 teams. Watson's coming back in 3, Crathis Primary in lane 4, and Applegrove in lane 5. It looks like Magnus McGee may well get Applegrove into a lead at the halfway stage. Very tight, but you saw the difference in the changeovers there. I think Applegrove went out ahead, but the turn, and they came up about 3rd position.
Yeah, the changeovers are so important in relays, especially in 50s when it's such a big part of the race, and there were some really good ones there that although their teammate came in behind another swimmer, they were able to dive in and get in front.
Well, let's check the changeovers here. Applegrove and George Watson's and Crathis, sorry, in lane number 4. It is John Taylor. It's handed over to Agnes Raitt there, and it looks like it is Crathis and Watson's here. It's lanes 3 and 4. Who is going to take this one? Very, very tight indeed.
Yeah, it looks like it could be Jamie McGregor from Crathis is starting to push clear. He's got a half body length lead. He's to come towards the final 5 metres.
And here we go. It is going to be a great final leg there for Jamie McGregor. And let's have a look at the time. 2:16. Well, it is just outside the championship record. That was held at 2:14.43. Just a second and a bit outside that record. But a fantastic last swim there from McGregor to get the Crathis team out ahead there, just with a couple of strokes ahead of the rivals from George Watson's Jax McGrail. Great discipline there though, isn't it, at the end, keeping his head down, clenched fist, that's what we like.
Nice wee celebration.
Obviously, even at this very young age, still very, very competitive. Jamie McGregor, he wanted that one, and that was absolutely superb. Well, we do have some disqualification. It doesn't affect the top 2 positions, Crathis and George Watson's College, 2:16.1 and 2:17.22, and Applegrove in 3rd position. We'll wait for confirmation of those results. We'll give you the final result when we have them. But that must be pretty close for 1st and 2nd, and also for the 3rd position. I'm not sure what the time for Dundee was in that first heat. He may well have sneaked into a middle position. We'll have to check that up. Move on to the girls' event. We have Craighill Primary School in lane 0, Barassi in 1, Inverlochy in 2, Robert Gordon's in 3, Heriots in 4, Dallintober in 5, Bankery Hill in 6, South Park in 7, and Scottstown in lane number 8. We saw wishes of good luck for Scottstown. Let's see what they can do in this one. Coming to the first turn here, looks like it is Molly Kidd. It's got off to a very good start, the 12-year-old representing Heriots, and a good changeover there. And it is Logan Colville in 2nd position in lane number 5. And he's very, very tight indeed, but Heriots just beginning to go there. And out there in lane 1, Craig Hill going well, just out of your shot there.
Yeah, Craig Hill are coming back really strongly in this second leg. Ellie Sutherland is starting to challenge the leader. She might even have the lead as we come to the halfway.
That's something you like to be in a race, Callum, out in the outside lane, out of harm's way, out of sight.
Yeah, absolutely. You can swim your own race from out there. You're not affected by other people, and you don't. Because often you can't see everything that's going on as well from the outside. So it's always good fun to swim a strong race from the outside lane.
Well, you can see from the angle there, Craig Hill are dropping back now, but lane number 4, and that's the team from Heriots. They are coming through very strongly in the centre lane. We have Dallintober in lane number 5. Craig Hill now challenging for 3rd position, but it does look like Heriots are away and clear now on that final leg.
Yeah, Abby Sinclair takes over for Heriots now with a really, really commanding lead, about 10 metres as she comes into her last 25.
We've seen Abby Sinclair swim a couple of times here today. She had a very impressive swim this morning, and she is absolutely stretching away here from the rest of the field. She's a really good hand. Now, a great finish there from Abby Sinclair, 2:30.97. It's very close for second. Barasia gets it, I think. Lucy Grieve, and she comes home in 2:27.73. Astrid McLennan in third position for Dallin Tovar, and Isla McDonald just continued that good form for Craig Hill. They almost pulled it off, a position in the top three. Fourth position for the outside lane Flyers. And there's a result of that Heat 1. George Heriots in first position, Barassi in second, and in third position, Dallin Tobar. And there's the gap, Callum. A long way in front of the rest of the field.
Yeah, they've set the target for the second heat. They're 9 seconds faster than they're entered in, so it's a big ask for the teams coming up next.
Well, you can't complain about that level of improvement. Just have a little bit of an eye on the records here for this event. 2:13.12 is the record held by the High School of Glasgow that was set last year in the championships in Aberdeen. And we'll see how these teams will fare against that record mark. Now top is in lane 0. We're going to have to look up where now top comes from, Callum. High School of Glasgow in lane 1, Greenbrae Primary School in lane 2, Watson's in lane number 3, and Bankery in 4, Glasgow Academy in 5, South Morningside in lane number 6. We have Craigholme in lane 7, Barnhill in 8, and the High School of Dundee in lane number 9. Well, good start there in the centre lane. Sashka Wade in lane number 5, Glasgow Academy. And that record is held by the High School of Glasgow, set last year at 2:13.12. So it's the Glasgow team leading them at the moment in lane number 5. And Sashka Wade has handed over to Kirsty Wicklow. Kirsty Wicklow will hand over to Emma O'Neill as they come down to the halfway stage. Very familiar Milngavie and Bearsden cap there for the youngster, but she's got a clear lead.
Yeah, well, Milngavie and Bearsden was my previous club, so it's a familiar cap for me, certainly.
It's unusual, the schools championship, of course, because the swimmers, although they might be members of mainstream clubs, they are obviously competing for their school, so you might find a mixture of swimming clubs in these relay teams. But the Glasgow team is very, very strong. Emma O'Neill doing a great job there, and also going well. It looks like it's Alice Lucy in second, in fact Cara Scott in second place, but it's going to be very tight here as they come down to this final leg here. Nicola Fletcher is now being pressed by Lucy Trotter, 2 lanes up. What a finish this is going to be. Here we go, Glasgow Academy. Nicola Fletcher is holding on. Watsons are coming back with Lucy Trotter, but here we go. And look at the time, it's 2:10.22. It is a new championship record for Glasgow Academy. Saskia Wade, Kirsty Wicklow, Emma O'Neill and Nicole Fletcher have done a superb job, and they will take the title and a new championship record for Glasgow Academy, ahead of George Watson's and ahead of Bankery.
Yeah, Glasgow Academy steal the record, stealing it from the High School of Glasgow as well, so bit of a rivalry.
Whoa. Well, there we go, that familiar cap again, as you saw, the M&B.
Yeah, it must have been the hat that helped her through the last 50.
Obviously it was, yes. The M&B caps are more streamlined than the others, is that what you're saying? They used to be. But a great performance from these four. And the George Watson's team was actually under the record time as well. So that was a fantastic swim from the Watson's team. But they were just pipped at the end there by the Glasgow Academy and taking it from the High School of Glasgow, as you said. And that'll be a popular win for Glasgow Academy, but not popular in the High School of Glasgow corridors, I would imagine. Great rivals, though. Great rivalry all the way through these championships. We saw some great swims earlier today, and swimmers coming here from all corners of Scotland. We had a great tussle in one of the girls' breaststroke events between a swimmer from Shetland and one from Dumfries earlier. So just shows you the geographical diversity of this one. So presentations to come now before we move on to the next event. And there's the backstroke ledges being put in for the next one. Fairly new innovation, Callum, just the last couple of years.
Yeah, they've made a bit of a difference for the backcross swimmers. Backcross not my speciality, so they haven't done a huge amount from a breaststroke, to be honest. But no, they've changed things a bit for the backcross swimmers. They're able to get a lot more grip on the pad. They can put their toes on the ledge that goes underneath the water there, and allows them a bit faster reaction, a bit more power into their start, and go a little bit further.
And it kind of reduces the risk of slipping off the wall as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just something for them to put their toes on and give them a bit more grip.
For the presentation of this evening, which was the boys 12 and under. In their way. It's always a great atmosphere in the relay teams, isn't it? I loved swimming in relay teams myself. It was always kind of different from the individual, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's great going, doing the whole race process as part of a team. You often warm up together, and then you'll go down to the call room or marshalling together, and then hopefully at the end stand on the podium together. So it's good fun. It's a different experience, and I'm sure these guys will be enjoying it.
Well, they certainly look like they're enjoying it. They're not enjoying trying to squeeze onto that block, though. Bronze medal position. And there, I think they managed to squeeze on now. That's the Applegrove Primary School team in third position. George Watson's in second. They've given up trying to squeeze on there. We're not all going to get on. One of them said, no, we're not going to get on, guys. I'm going to stand by the side. I'm not even going to try. Oh, what a great job Crathis Primary School did. They're going to have a good go at getting on that podium. I think they've done it. To the expense of the Applegrove swimmer. Well, great reaction from the crowd here. It's a good turnout from the crowd, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. There's not many spare seats. There's a lot of support, and you can certainly hear them when there's racing.
And a number of very happy young swimmers there. I would imagine it would be probably some of the first medals that a lot of these swimmers have got at a major national championships, and that's going to be important, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. At 12 years and under, possibly their first Scottish schools as well, and I'm sure they'll remember it.
Well, we certainly remember the names of these guys. They'll be back, I'm sure, for more next year. Let's hope so. A lot of the records that we see in the Scottish Schools events throughout the age groups are very well-known swimmers. We've seen the likes of Hannah Miley holding a record, the likes of Dan Wallace, both Commonwealth champions. They're still record holders at Scottish Schools Championships.
Yeah, it's a bit of a rite of passage to come through and some at Scottish schools, and
well, keep your tweets coming in there. We have some tweets coming in from Duns ESC. Superb swim by Danny Milton in the 200 breaststroke at SSC. That was earlier this afternoon. Anne Anderson says, congratulations, GWC. 2 silver medals for the under-12 relays. Brilliant swim, everyone. Freya Patterson says, come on, Andersons and Applegrove. Well, we'll be pleased that Applegrove have been on the medal podium. George Watson's College, they're in the silver medal position again. Bankery getting up for the bronze medal. And they're still trying to squeeze on that podium, aren't they?
yeah, it seems to be one on, one off.
And here come the champions. What a swim that was. Glasgow Academy take the title here in their hometown of Glasgow. They'll get on. Oh, they've decided to come round the front there. Get in the front for the picture.
Absolutely.
Top 2 teams inside the record time, of course. George Watson's College also inside that record time, but they were just pipped by Glasgow Academy. And look at that big trophy. I think it's almost as big as that youngster in the front there. I wonder there's 2 of them holding it on. And the trophies go back many, many years. We're trying to work out today how long the schools championships have been on. It's definitely been on since the 60s, and we think it may be sometime prior to that, so a long, long time, even before my time, Carl.
Yeah, that's before my time as well.
Yeah. I think my time was a bit before yours. We should ask Duncan McKinnell, who was on the live stream this afternoon. His memory will go back that far, I'm sure. So we'll move on to the individual events now. We have the boys 13, 14 years, 100 backstroke. We saw the ledges being put in earlier prior to those presentations. And we'll see how these swimmers can get on here in this first of the 2 heats for the 13, 14 years age group. They are all heat declared winners. I'm just looking through the programme. We've got no 12-year-old events to come, so all of these events are heat declared winners. So the times from the 2 heats in this one will be combined, and the fastest 3 times will be the medalists. And, well, this morning we saw maybe a couple of people choosing not to use the backstroke ledges, and we thought it might have been because they're not available in all pools, are they?
Yeah, they're quite a specialist bit of kit, so it's maybe a bit daunting to use them. Certainly wouldn't want to use them for the first time in your Scottish Schools final, so it's probably a good decision not to use them if you haven't used them before, because they've not been out for that long, and you also have to have these new blocks with the slat at the back in order to fit them in. You can't just be put on any block, so they're still in their infancy.
A lot of the people just trying them today, and as you said, maybe for the first time. A great race, this one, actually. Didn't give you the line-up, but it was Yasmin Ono, and Magnus Rowley, Jack Munsey, Jack Wales, Mark Innes, Adam Young, Angus Harold, Jamie Ferguson, Joshua Aspinall and Callum Agnew. And it looks like Magnus Rowley may well take this one. Oh, it's very close indeed. It is Magnus Rowley, 112.00. And Angus Harold was very close behind, and Joshua Aspinall as well, all in the 112, and real danger all across the pool there.
Yeah, top 3 from all corners of the pool, so it's a good race.
That's lane number 6. That was Angus Harold finishing in 2nd position. He was just tipped there by Magnus Rowley from Heriots. A good time for him. Entry time of 1:13.91, and swimming there 1:12. He's fairly early in the season for long course, just the beginning of the long course season.
Yeah, absolutely. Most people haven't raced long course, so maybe their first long course race of the season, having swam short course until December. It's also a time when most people are doing all their hardest training and building up towards the competitions in the summer.
We'll talk a little bit more about the competitions that are coming up this summer, and ones that are coming up right here in Glasgow in a few months' time. At the moment, we are into the second heat of event 303, the boys 13-14 years 100 backstroke. We have Spencer Bullivant from Stranraer in 0, Archie Quillen from Robert Gordon's in 1, Conor Massey goes in lane 2 for Glasgow Academy, Yusuf Butt from the Grammar School of Aberdeen in lane 3, Fraser Wilson from Pennycook in 4, Aaron Muir, Lark Hall in 5, Alexander Harris, Stirling High in 6, Lewis Hazley in 7 from St Columba, Malcolm Jack from Dunblane in 8, and Matthew Gordon from Belmont in lane number 9. But a good start in the centre there. Fraser Wilson going out well.
Yeah, Fraser Wilson's entry time is 2 seconds faster than that of the rest of the field, so he'll be looking to try and win a gold medal here, and he's already stretched out a bit of a decent lead with only 15 to go.
Yeah, it does look like Fraser Wilson's got this one. We saw him swim earlier, winning a gold medal earlier today, and Fraser Wilson is going to come back for another gold medal, and he comes in 106.33, and that is just outside his entry time by less than a second. But Fraser Wilson, he dominated that one. Looks like Alexander Harris in second position from Stirling High School, and Conor Massey in third position there. There's confirmation on the scoreboard. Fraser Wilson 106, Alexander Harris 107, and Conor Massey 109. It looked pretty close, but became a little bit spread out at the end, didn't it?
Yeah, they're all quite close at the 50, but just a good turn and strong last 50 was what won it for him. He looks exhausted anyway.
Well, he's put everything into that, hasn't he? Fraser Wilson. He's put absolutely everything into that one. 14 years of age from Pennycook High School. Goodness, can hardly stand up. That is a commitment for you.
Yeah, he looks a bit dizzy. At least he's got matching cap, goggles and suit though, so he's looking good at the same time.
That's Callum Tate's tip for the top. Make sure you're matching trunks and goggles. Well, keep your tweets coming. You'll see the hashtag there at the top of your screen. Hashtag SSSC16. And we go into the first heat of the boys, 15-16 years, 100 metres backstroke. Lewis Hughes from DL in lane 0. George Cowan, Arbroath High School in 1. Robert Humphreys from Lomond in 2. Jack Wallace in 3. In fact, looks like there's no swimmer here in lane number 3, so Ewan McGowan in 4, Andrew McIntosh in 5, Zach Hall in 6, Conor Logan in 7, and in lane number 9, Angus Rutherford. So a couple of missing swimmers here, but a good battle at the front there.
Yeah, absolutely. The middle lanes are really close together. They're going stroke for stroke.
Oh, they are absolutely together there. It's all going to be on the touch here. Looks like lane number 5, just that little bit of almost a hitch kick at the end there. And Andrew McIntosh just gets in 104.79, ahead of Ewan McGowan in 105.02. And Zach Hall is the third swimmer to finish there in that time of 109.69. There's the finish there. His leg almost comes out of the water, I think. Look at that. In that centre lane.
Yeah, it's a big lunge for the wall there from him. Maybe he'll try kicking the water next time. I don't know.
Well, it's not going to give you much propulsion kicking fresh air, but it seemed to have the desired effect for the man in lane number 5 there, Andrew McIntosh. He lunged for the wall, managed to get in ahead of Ewan McGowan. It was very effective, whatever he did.
Yeah, he won the finish, so good result.
And move on to the next heat. It's the second and final heat now of the boys 15-16 at 100 metres backstroke. Ian Lovey goes in at lane 0. Lewis McLeod in lane 1. Joe Watt in lane 2. Nathan Kennedy in lane 3. Keir Edgar in 4. Scott Gibson in 5. Callum Chittleburgh in 6. Logan Easton in 7. Joe Penman in 8. And William Strachan in lane number 9. Some of these swimmers you're familiar with, and I know the youngsters may not have come across before, but some of these names been around at the Scottish Championships now. Keir Edgar and Scott Gibson looking pretty good there in the early stages.
Yeah, it was a good turn from Keir Edgar there. Scott Gibson had drawn out a bit of a lead in the first 50, but Keir Edgar's looking like he's coming back strongly with only 15 to go.
Well, yeah, it does look like Keir Edgar, but Joe Watt also going well in lane number 2, but Keir Edgar may well just have the edge here. Let's have a look. At this time, it's 101.12. Scott Gibson it was, actually. Apologies to Scott Gibson. He takes that one ahead of Keir Edgar and Joe Watt in 3rd position. But that was a good finish there from Scott Gibson. And he pulled away there from Keir Edgar at the end. 101.12. That's a good swim.
Yeah, he did the damage in the first 50, and he looked like he was tying up on the third 25, but he was able to hold off, and even maybe put in one final effort to finish strongly.
You see that lunge for the wall there, and it was good enough for Scott Gibson to touch the wall first, ahead of Keir Edgar and ahead of Joe Watt. Well, been getting told that we have had over 8,000 views from around the world. We have tweets from Australia, Dubai, Afghanistan and Aberdeen. So tell us where you're watching from. Get in touch. We had someone this morning saying they were they weren't getting up because of the snow outside, so they decided to watch the Scottish schools swimming from their bed, and why not?
That's exactly what I did when I came home from training this morning.
You should have been tweeting it, Callum. Oh, you're not a Twitterer. It's the boys, 17, 19 years age group. A bit of a problem with the start there. Not sure exactly what has happened. I remember in the early days when these ledges came out, they had quite difficulty kind of fixing them straight. Some of them got fixed and they were a little bit squint when they fixed them. There seemed to be a lot of delays, but we haven't seen much of that recently.
Yeah, people are getting more practice in using them, and it's a bit of a task for the officials as well, having to get them in and out of the pool and making sure they're out of the way when, and then there when needed. But yeah, a few occasions when swimmers will push on them and they'll slide, or they won't catch, or they'll disappear underwater.
Yeah, you don't really want to have that when you're relying on the technical equipment here. The officials just peering over the edge, making sure that the feet are in a legal position.
Yeah, absolutely. You still need to have a toe touching the pad, so they're just making sure that you're not allowed to have your whole foot on the board that's under the water. So,
well, a good start there. This is the one and only heat of the 17 to 19 years age. 100 backstroke. Michael Lamb, Adam Kirkwood, Max Burns, James Collier, Andrew Sawkins, Adam Earley, Kyle Pate, Jamie Murray, Charlie Smith and Stuart Crawford. And out ahead it is
or something along those lines. But yeah, Max Burns looked really strong in his last 50. He was there. He did enough in the first 50 to be there alongside the guys at the front. But the results are now confirmed, and he did take the win.
He did indeed take the win, but there is a change to the medal positions because there is a disqualification, and that was Adam Airley. So the first three are Max Burns, Andrew Sawkins, and Kyle Pate, and 101.65 was good enough for Max Burns, and that's an improvement of 0.3 a second. He was one of the few swimmers there who bettered his entry time, and that's taken him right to the top of the podium.
Yeah, absolutely. Must have been the M&B hat again.
Yeah, definitely a theme coming in here. Be watching it for your former club. Well, that's the last events for the boys 100 metres backstroke event. We'll move on to some medal presentations. We talked a little bit earlier, Callum, we mentioned about the big events coming up this year. And of course the biggest one for yourself, Olympic trials.
Yeah, absolutely, not long now. Start of April here is trials for select the GB team that will travel to Rio for the Olympic Games. It's what all senior teams around here are preparing for and building up towards. And
yourself, what event will you be targeting at those trials?
I mean, my main focus and my best event is the 200 breaststroke. Although the 100's pretty important for setting up a good swim in the 200, so I'll be in the 100 as well. That comes before the 200 and at trials, so we're looking to get a PB there before moving on to the 200.
There's these swimmers, Conor Massey, Alexander Harris and Fraser Wilson accepting their medals. Fraser Wilson recovered his composure there to take that gold medal in the centre of those three swimmers there. He put absolutely everything into that race. And the 15, 16-year-old swimmers coming out now. Scott Gibson swam very good race. Joe Watt was in contention all the way there in lane number 2 from Glasgow School of Sport. Keir Edgar from Dollar Academy in second position, but Scott Gibson did really well, really strong in the closing stages.
Best bit, of course, about winning a medal is you get a bit of free kit.
What are they clutching there? Is that the caps?
Yeah, I think they've got a swimming hat there, so a lot of swimmers with a new hat and training on Monday morning.
Showing that off proudly. A badge of honour and training. These are the big guys though, the older age group. Kyle Pate is on to the medal podium. He'd be pleased with that one. Andrew Sawkins from Curry High second, but Max Burns, the M&B man. Callum proudly smiling here alongside me.
Very unbiased.
The guy in Bearsden, of course, great tradition of swimming, going back to Alison Shepherd in the 80s, 90s, right through to the Sydney Games, I think, and beyond, was she in Athens as well, I think. 5 Olympic Games for Alison Shepherd. So not many people have a better record the Olympic Games than Alison Shepherd and the guy in Bearsden. Swimmer on that time. So we're back here for the trials in a few months then, Callum, and it's the breaststroke event is absolutely stacked, isn't it, in Britain?
Yeah, absolutely. There's quite a lot of guys there. who are winning medals at on a world stage and making finals on a world stage. So it's a big task to be among them. I know I need to swim a big PB to be anywhere near, but that's the task.
Well, you've certainly got some good people to chase down in Britain and in Scotland as well. Some fantastic breaststroke swimmers. We're on to the butterfly though now. And it's the girls 13, 14 years, 200 metres butterfly. Morven Lister from Woodmill High School goes in lane 1. Louise Moncrief in 2. Louise from Bill Baxter School. Flora Nichols from St George's in 3. Megan Ruddy from Hamilton College in 4. Elle O'Reilly from Our Lady School goes in 5. Sophie Hunter from Braes High in lane 6. Ellie Monks and Caitlin Drummond complete the lineup. They are both from St Margaret's Academy.
Yeah, really close down the first 50, but it's Ellie O'Reilly that had the touch at 50, but the 200 flies a long way to go. They're brave.
Yeah, one of the killer events, the 200 butterfly, especially long course. I always found it really, really tough.
Yeah, absolutely. It's you need to have some training background to finish one of these, but yeah, it's a good chance for them. It's quite early in the long course season, so they maybe not had much long course training, and well, we'll see who can. It's really close at 100. We'll see who can finish strongly.
Well, I just wonder now who has got the strength now to come back on the second half of this race. It's interesting, the tactics. I don't suppose you can really afford to go flat out on a 200 metres butterfly or a 200 metres breaststroke for that. Cap. Markers there, that's the high. O'Reilly there in the black cap, and she is coming back here, but I think it is going to be Flora Nichols who's going to hold on to that one. She's keeping that stroke going very, very well at the end, and Flora Nichols will take that one in 2:45.18, and a great time there from Flora Nichols. A great improvement. 2:51 was her entry time. She's improved that to 2:45. She will be delighted with that one.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a big jump. It was a good swim, and you know, there's a lot of swimmers there at 100 they're in the line, and but she was able to. She had enough in the tank, and she was able to draw out in the third and then fourth 50.
Yeah, she's still, well, breathing a little bit heavily there, but I think she'll be well satisfied with that one, that's for sure. Great swim there from Flora Nichols. She takes it 2:45.18. Very close contest for second. Just won by Elle O'Reilly ahead of Caitlin Drummond. So we've got the second heat to come. 2:45.18 is the target for that second heat. We saw some swimmers from the earlier heats get in amongst the medals. I just wonder if that is going to be good enough for Flora Nichols to do that. A lot of faster swimmers in this one. Fastest entry time is Serena Igawaram from Bearsden, but Levi Wilson close behind in terms of entry time, 2:34.72. Igawaram goes out fast though. It looks like it's the two pre-race favourites, maybe in first and second in the early stages, although Lauren Adaman going well from Christon High School. Well, coming out there of the turn, very, very good turn there, Iguaram. She's got a big lead. She looks like she's driving on in the early stages.
Yeah, absolutely, but you know, her stroke still looks quite light. Still doesn't look like she's having to work too hard. That's what it's all about in the first 100, and well, if she can keep this up, she'll have a huge lead by the end.
Well, that's looking pretty fluent at halfway. This, of course, will be the medal race. I'm just looking at the record, 224.30 is the championship record. That was set by Kiana McInnes last year when the championships took place in Aberdeen. So Iguaram looking very, very good so far. In second position, it does look like lane 6, Libby Simpson coming through, and lane number 5, Levi Wilson, now back in third position, but just holding on to that bronze medal at the moment. But Iguaram, well, you can't see anybody touching her unless the wheels come off completely, but she still looks very strong indeed.
Yeah, absolutely. She's still staying, looks like she's staying high in the water. She's still moving well, and well, the lead just continues to build.
Well, here we go. Iguaram coming back now to the last half length. Still looking very good, gasping for breath there, taking big gulps of air as she raises her head at the front of the stroke now. 224.30 is the record which was set last year. She may do it, maybe not, it's going to slip by, but it's a great swim by Serena Iguaram. 226.85, she takes it. A good battle for second, and it's going to be won, I think, by Libby Simpson. Just holding on, the fast finishing Levi Wilson in third position, but very, very good swim indeed at the front there. Serena Iguaram, well, no one was able to touch her after a very, very early stages. She really went out.
Yeah, she looks strong right from the start, and she had a big lead at 15, big lead at 50, and she was able to hold on. It looked sore at the finish, but yeah, a long way ahead. She had breathing room.
2:33 was her entry time. She has improved that to 226.85, and that was a superb swim there from Serena Iguaram. It's her second medal of the day. If I remember correctly, it was a silver medal this morning. And she's back now on the medal podium. Gold medal, 226.85, ahead of Libby Simpson and Levi Wilson. Great stuff there. I'll keep the tweets coming. We'll try and catch up with them. Craig Mitchell says, well done, Flora Nichols. Great 200 fly PB. First ever 200 fly long course. So well done, Flora Nichols, indeed. We move on to the girls 15-16 years, 200 metres butterfly. Ellen Milne from West Hill goes in lane number 1. Milena Jeverich from Alva goes in 2. Katie Steele in 3 from Bell Baxter. The 2 Duncan Rig swimmers, Nicole Montague and Lucy Duncan, in 4 and 5. Megan Slider from Queen Margaret in 6. Lisa Miller, Mearns High School, in 7. And Beth Gordon from Belmont in lane number 8. Well, 2 Duncan Rig swimmers in the centre lane. Nicole Montague is first to that turn. Does it help you, Callum, next year teammate? Does it spur you on a little bit more?
Yeah, absolutely. Rivalry is good. It's good in training. It's good in racing. And obviously, these two girls will know each other well, going to school together, and so they'll know what to expect. But they'll be wanting to race each other even more. You can see 2 South Ayrshire caps as well in the bottom lanes as well. So there's a fair few rivalries at the front.
Oh, they come to halfway. It is Nicole Montague in lane number 1. It's Beth Gordon in that lane at the bottom of your screen. In lane number 2, Megan Slider it was, lying in 3rd position. And, well, we shall see how it progresses in the second half. It could all change because, we've probably got about still 3 or 4 people still in contention, could make a move here as they come to the final turn. Going very well is Beth Gordon in the lane just on the bottom of your screen there, but not sure if she can pick up this slender deficit now that she has against Nicole Montague, who goes into that final turn. Nicole Montague goes over. She will see the end of the pool. It's around about 40 metres away now, and she is just going to be really glad when she... At the front, she's still managing to keep her head down, breathing every 2. And she's done really well there. It's coming into the final stages now. And it looks like Nicole Montague is going to get in there in 2:39.72, under the 2:40 mark. And in second position, it was Beth Gordon who hung on pretty well there, 2:42.75. Third place was Lucy Duncan in 2:42.89. So close for second and third, but kind of good stroke discipline at the end there for Nicole Montague. We saw some of the swimmers really gasping for breath in the previous heat, but Nicole kept her head down.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're swimming well at the start, you need to try and hold your stroke together and not allow yourself to slip lower into the water and let your arms drop, although easier said than done in a 200 fly especially.
Yeah, it certainly is. That's what all the hard hours of training are all about. Trying to get these good practices, good technique kind of embedded into your race. Heat 2 could well be where the medals are decided. We have got one swimmer missing, but we do have in this one Nicole Lees in lane 0, Rebecca Matthewson in lane 1, Georgia Alcaraz in lane 2, Megan Smith in 3, Taylor Finlayson in 4, Amy Richardson in 5, Katie Lilly in lane number 6, Jessica Damon in 7, and Brooke Laurie out there in lane 8. First to the 50-metre mark was Jessica Damon, but again, early stages of this 200 fly, just everybody really kind of finding their pace. We are looking probably at entry times here of, well, Taylor Finlayson and Amy Richardson, 2:23 and 2:24. And the championship record is held by Blaine Small from Glenwood High School, my old school. Still holding that record there in 2009, 2:22.40.
Very proud.
Absolutely. We had someone from my old primary school in the race this morning. My old high school has got a record holder still, Blaine Small. Well, coming up to that final turn now. Lane number 4, Taylor Finlayson. Looking pretty good. Let's see how she is faring against this record time of 2:22.40. A 1:46 she goes through. There, she is ahead of Amy Richardson. Still looking pretty strong. I'll keep an eye on the clock. It looks like these are going to be the 1 and 2 positions. Don't look like they are going to change now. Taylor Finlayson and Amy Richardson in 4 and 5. It does look like Taylor Finlayson is going to do it, but back comes Amy Richardson. She's not giving this one away. It's very, very close at the end. It is going to be really close indeed, and Amy Richardson suddenly made a little bit of a spurt, but has she lifted it too late? Oh goodness, 2:24.71 for Taylor Finlayson, and Amy Richardson almost just nicked it at the end with Jessica Damon in third, but what a finish that was.
Yeah, closing really fast. Just held on there to win her gold medal.
Well, there is the confirmed result, 0.29 of a second between the top two Taylor Finlayson and Amy Richardson. Well, that was a great finish. And, you know, I think that Amy Richardson just sensed something with maybe about 25 metres to go, but it was just a little bit too late. Taylor Finlayson just had that edge. Final 200-metre butterfly for the girls is the 17-19 years age group. Well, a good chance for someone to get on the medal podium here. Only 4 swimmers in this one. So we have Alice Walker-Stewart in lane number 2 from Royal High School. Meg Finnan from St Andrews and St Bride's. She goes in lane number 4. Megan Perry in lane number 5 from Anderson High School. And Bailey Nelson from Tain High School goes in lane number 6. So a disappointing turnout for the older age group, Colin.
Yeah, the younger girls must be a bit braver for the 200 fly. But Meg Finnan's already got a really strong lead. I know she swam for Scotland at the Commonwealth Youth Games in Samoa last summer. I think she swam pretty well. I think she won a medal in the 200 fly. I'm not sure. Need to find out.
Yeah, she's certainly a distance specialist, Meg Finnan, and that 200 butterfly right up her street. 222.88 is the record in this event, held by Cheryl Bond from Glasgow School of Sport back in 2008. So see what Meg Finnan can do here. Again, as you said, an experienced internationalist here. Can she get back inside that record time of 2:22? What do you think, Callum? Is it going to be on? She's looking pretty good.
Yeah, I think she'll be inside it. She turns 142. It'll be close, but she'll have to have a strong last 50.
Well, she certainly will. Again, gasping for breath there. Getting lots of oxygen in at the front of her stroke there. Trying to keep the head down every couple of strokes. But she's really gasping for breath now. Really trying to force that head down. The record time is 2:22.88. I think you might be right, Callum. I think she's going to be inside here. 2:22.88 has been smashed. 2:18.13. The record has gone by an amazing 4.5 seconds. It's inside the record time. It's inside her entry time, and that was absolutely superb. Well done there. Well, what a swim there from Meg Finnan. In second position, Bailey Nelson, should I say. Megan Perry in third position. So the 3 finishers there. We have had a disqualification for Alice Walker-Stewart. But the 3 swimmers, we finished that. Well, we did say that it wasn't a great lineup, but goodness, it was a quality field. Meg Finnan from St Andrews St Bride's School. Championship records of Meg Finnan will be absolutely delighted with that swim. As Callum said, member of the Commonwealth Youth Games team, medalist in this event, and she is following up with that. And well, Callum's actually left me because he has another duty to do. So everyone watching on the live stream, you're going to get a glimpse of Callum Tate making some presentations. Of course, Callum, Commonwealth Games swimmer, right here in this pool in 2014, and we'll be back in this pool trying to make the Olympic team in just a few months' time, as he was saying. 200 breaststroke, real focus for Callum. And there he is. They're making him work here at these championships. Doing the live streaming and also the presentations. Levi Wilson, the bronze. Libby Simpson, the silver. Serena Aguaram, the gold medalist. Big grin on the face of Serena Aguaram. We saw her on the podium this morning. She's followed that up, and that was a fantastic swim that she had in that 200 butterfly. Well, we had a tweet just a few minutes ago from Dunsey SC. What a swim from Amy Richardson to win silver in the 200 metres butterfly at the Scottish Schools Champs 2016. Go, Amy! And this is the moment for Amy Richardson. There she is. They're watching you. Back in the borders, Amy. But Taylor Finlayson was just strong enough to take that one. Just about held on. Amy Richardson almost stole it right at the end of that race. But it was Taylor Finlayson who held on to take the gold medal. And she is the schools champion for 2016. There's the bronze medalist, Anderson High School. It is Megan Perry. Bailey Nelson. I'm sure where Anderson High School is. She's wearing a Shetland shirt there, so maybe it is in the Shetlands. Have a look at our list since Callum's left me to my own devices. Yeah, Lerwick. You see where Anderson High School is, so another one of the Shetland swimmers doing well. But what about Meg Finnan? Well, you can't argue with that performance. Commonwealth Youth Games silver medalist is now the Scottish Schools champion in 2016 in a new championship record. She looks absolutely delighted with that one. Under the 220 mark. She will be very pleased with her day's work here in Tollcross. Callum Tate is joining me. We're only just up from the medal presentation area. So he's back. How was that, Callum? I think he's been switched off now. Oh, he's back now, yeah.
I think I'm back. Can you hear me?
Good. The medal presentation. It's always good for the youngsters here to see an experienced man like yourself. They might watch in the big competitions. It's always good to inspire the youngsters, I suppose. He's not commenting on that one. It's the boys 200 metres butterfly. We have 2 heats of this one. The boys 13, 14 years. 4 swimmers are in the centre lanes. Cameron Alexander from Stuart Millville in lane number 3. Ethan Brown from Forfar in 4. Stuart Kingdom from William Wood in 5. And Bryce Proctor from Dumfries in lane number 6. So, well, Cameron Alexander, Stuart Millville, based in the same city as you.
Yeah, it's good swimming in Edinburgh. We're lucky to have the Commonwealth pool to train in and all the other Edinburgh Uni facilities that we use. So yeah, it's a good place to swim.
You've got a big squad at Edinburgh Uni now, haven't you? Really good.
Yeah, I mean, when I joined there was 2 coaches and 1 squad, and now there's 4 performance swimming coaches, and it's still growing. There's more and more squads and more swimmers, so it's an exciting time to be part of it, and an exciting time to be in the squad.
Yeah, we're hoping for great things from the Edinburgh Uni team at the upcoming British Championships in a few months' time. And another young Edinburgh swimmer showing his competitors the way home here. And that is Cameron Alexander, Stuart's Melville. And Bryce Proctor in second position, the Dumfries swimmer. Coming up pretty strongly though. Sure if Cameron Alexander may have gone out a little bit too fast, remains to be seen. Might get a little bit of a spurt here as he comes into the last 50. But certainly, Bryce Proctor just suddenly looked a little bit stronger there, but I think that Cameron Alexander may well have left something in the tank for this final 50.
Yeah, Cameron's still looking strong, but Bryce Proctor is starting to make inroads. But I think he's running out of time because the lead is still there.
It certainly is, and actually it looks like that Bryce Proctor may be under threat for the second position in this heat. Ethan Brown coming back strongly, but here is Cameron Alexander. 2:52 was his entry time. He touches in 2:47. Very good swim. Big chunk away from that time. Bryce Proctor did hold on for second position, and he's faster than his entry time, 2:53.09. Pretty close for second, third and fourth position there. And that will be the target for this second and final heat in the boys 13-14 years 200 metres butterfly. The record is an extremely swift 2:14.80 held by Ryan Brown from Kelso back in 2012.
Yeah, it's a big ask for these swimmers to go step all the way down to 2:14. We'll see if any of them can get near. The fastest entry time is 2:25. So we'll see if I have to take a big PB to get down near the record.
Well, absolutely. I think the main concern for these swimmers will be to take the medals here. Full lineup: Joanne Fawcett in 0, Mark Devlin in 1, Matthew Gordon in lane 2, Rory Young in lane 3, Mark Ford, the fastest entry time, he goes in lane 4. Stuart Brodie leading them at the moment, he goes in lane number 5. Joe Ewing in lane number 6, Fraser Kelly in lane number 7, in lane 8 Alexander Johnson, and in lane 9 Thomas Coates completes the lineup in that outside lane. But looking very good. Stuart Brodie ahead of Joe Ewing and ahead of Mark Ford, but Brodie still looking pretty comfortable. 200 fly, as we said, quite tough to get right, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Stuart Brodie wearing his South Lanarkshire Schools hat. He'll just watch Meg Finnan smash her record, so he might have taken some inspiration for that. Hope that he's swim a good time, make sure that she doesn't get too close to him. See if he can beat her swim as well.
Well, I'm sure he would love that. 2:18 was Meg Finnan, and well, I'm not sure if he's quite going to do that, but I don't know. He's going pretty well here. And Stuart Brodie representing Calder Glen School here, but here comes Mark Ford now, coming back now. Surely he's left it too late. We've seen this on a few races now. People coming into the final stages, they just feel like they've got all this energy to expend, but having timed it right though, I think it's going to be Stuart Brodie who's going to take this one. He does take it at a time of 2:22.63. Mark Ford is in second position, but Mark Ford, well, could he have made a move earlier? We'll never know, but he does take the silver medal in second position. Rory Young in third position in 2:25.29. We'll wait for confirmation of that, but Mark Ford really pulled up in the closing stages, maybe another 5 or 10 metres. He might have just had that one.
Yeah, maybe left it a little bit too late, but big PB for Stuart Brodie. It's 4 seconds faster than his entry time, so
Well, there we are. We have had a disqualification on the board. It doesn't affect the top 3 positions. We have Stuart Brodie, Mark Ford and Rory Young. They are the medalists. We'll move on now to some more 200-metre butterfly races. The boys 15, 16 years. 2 heats of this one. And we have one heat of the 17 to 19 years boys to follow that one. But here we go. 15, 16 years. The boys 200 metres butterfly. Line up in this one. James Gray from Balweary goes in lane 0. Carl Barrett from Hermitage goes in lane 1. Finlay Patrick from Lanark Grammar in 2. Keith Brown from Portlethen in lane 3. Connor Tarrant from Largs in lane 4. Jack Robertson from West Hill in lane 5. Finlay Sutherland from Inverness in lane number 6. Finlay Hastings from St Joseph's in 7. And Robert Allen from Arbroath goes in lane number 8. But pretty close in the early stages. Jack Robertson, maybe just with that lead there. Jack Robertson from West Hill, up there in Aberdeen. Big contingent here from Aberdeen. Of course, the championships were there last year, and the swimmers have come down to Glasgow for this year's event. Always pretty strong, the schools in Aberdeen. Lots of clubs up there.
Yes, I mean, swimming in Aberdeen's getting stronger. Of course, they've got their new 50-metre pool up there. You know, it's a real asset. Allows the clubs to practice their long course swimming, and well, gives them an advantage when they come to long course racing here.
We'll see if any of them can drive home that advantage in this particular heat. Jack Robertson still going well. Maybe Finlay Hastings may well be taking up the running here. Finlay Hastings from St Joseph's. Looks like he is going to have the edge there. Finlay Hastings it is, 149.64. Keith Brown, 150.12. And Finlay Patrick, 150.86. It's very close between the top 2. It's all about the pacing on this one, Callum.
Yeah, really good scrap to finish first here and set the fastest time for the second heat. These 2 boys have been swimming together for the whole race now, and just Keith Brown now starting to look like he's moving ahead in the final part.
It is the very final stages, and Keith Brown gets in 229.45, and he'll be happy with that one, under the 230 mark. 229.45 for Keith Brown. So that is what the second heat will be looking to challenge.
Big smiles from Keith Brown there at the end. He must be pleased to have broken the 230 barrier, and well, imagine swim a PB.
Well, it's always good to get under these barriers. There's the confirmed result. Keith Brown ahead of Finlay Hastings, ahead of Finlay Sutherland. Makes a big difference, doesn't it? 229.99 is a lot better than 230.01, isn't it?
It is good to break those kind of barriers and drop to the next stage and then move your expectations on. I'm sure you will.
Well, where's this one going to go? It's the second and final heat of the boys 15-16 years. We have James Riley from Straven in lane 0. Mitchell Stevenson from Carluke High in lane 1. Ian Fletcher from Glasgow Academy in lane 2. Luke Pearson from Fraserburgh Academy in lane number 3. Craig Greenock from St Maurice's. In 4, Owen Strachan from Inveralmond. He goes in lane number 5. Fergus Kennedy from Aberdeen Grammar in lane number 6. In lane number 7, Dominic Kelly from St Ninian's High School. No swimmer in lane 8, but in lane 9 we have Jonah Walsh from Trinity Academy.
Yeah, Ian Fletcher now a long way ahead of second place, 101.80 in his 100 split. Seems to have lost his M&B hat, but it's not holding him back so far. He won the 100 fly earlier today, and well, we expect him to be first 100 now, but can he hold on? He's got a huge lead, but see if he can hold on to the pace as well.
Well, Ian Fletcher, his entry time of 2:21. Looks like may well be inside that one. Ian Fletcher with a big lead here. In second place is Owen Strachan. In third place is Stevenson there. In third position, Mitchell Stevenson. But here comes Ian Fletcher now, coming back now with half a length to go. Ian Fletcher just holding on here. Tom Bealey is the record holder in 2:08.92. It's not going to be as fast as that one, but here we have now Ian Fletcher coming back. He's going to take another victory here at these championships. Ian Fletcher, can he get under the 2:15 mark? 2:14.95. Another barrier is broken, and Ian Fletcher will be very, very pleased with that one. In second position was Owen Strachan, who finished very strongly, and in third place in the outside lane there, 2:18.93 for Jonah Walsh.
Yeah, absolutely. Ian Fletcher looked really, really strong. He went out hard, and he paid the price a bit in the last 50, but he was able to hold on, and well, yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah, he was very fast out on that first 100, and he certainly did enough to hold on for a good time and a victory in that age group. So well done to Ian Fletcher. We've got one heat to come now of the 200 metres butterfly. It's a 17 to 19 years age group. We have a disqualification in that one. The result is confirmed on the scoreboard here in Tollcross. Fletcher, Strachan and Walsh are confirmed though as the medalists. So there's a few more of the boys in the 17-19 years age group than swam the women's race. There's Cameron Finlayson. Back in again. We'll see what he can do in the centre lane. Curry High School, 2:08.86 is Cameron's entry time. The record was set last year by Fraser Lowther from Dumfries, 2:07.31. 7 swimmers in this one. James Melville from St Margaret's Academy in 1. Luke Mathewson from St Modens in 2. Ewan McComish from Lanark Grammar in 3. Cameron Finlayson in 4 from Curry High School. Stuart Leonard from Jordan Hill in lane 5. Aaron Stowe from Balweary in 6. And Lachlan Caulfield from Stranraer in lane number 7. Cameron Finlayson has got to be the favourite for this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Won the 100 fly from earlier, and he's looking really strong, really fluid and really high in the water, and just what you want for the first 100 of a 200. But he's stretching out his lead already.
And we will just keep an eye on that record time of Fraser Lowther, 2:07.31, set last year, the 2015 championships. Of course, the records at the school championship, they're championship records, so they can only be set at these championships. So some of them, it's quite an accolade to get them. You've got to be here. You're competing against the historical times, I suppose, the likes of Hannah Miley, the likes of Dan Wallace, and you know, sometimes these standards pretty tough, and you've got to do it on the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Just one chance, one swim, and some of the records are pretty high standard, and so we'll see how close Cameron can get to that time set by Fraser Lowther from last year.
Well, Cameron Finlayson now has got this race under control, still looking pretty strong. Stuart Leonard in second position. In third position, it is Ewan McComish. They're all kind of spread out now. You see the gap there on your screen there. But here is Cameron Finlayson coming to the final stages now. 207.31. It's just slipped by, but it's a good swim there from Cameron Finlayson. 209.24. 213 for Stuart Leonard. 213.22. And the bronze medal position will be Ewan McComish, 220.58 for Ewan McComish. He will take a medal there for this 200 butterfly. But Cameron Finlayson, well, he dominated that one, didn't he? And just outside the record.
Yeah, absolutely. He was out a minute point, and then 134 at 150. So just a little bit slow the whole way to go 207, but still a good swim from him early in the season. It's a good signs from pushing on into later swims.
Yeah, well, a big season in front of him, I'm sure. Cameron Finlayson, just 18 years of age. I'm sure he'll still be, maybe he'll be eligible next year. The 17 to 19 years age group. Well, medal presentations to come, I think. Keep your tweets coming. We're not finished with Twitter yet. We had a few good luck messages. There's a great video of Meg Finnan smashing that record time earlier in the 200 butterfly. Craig Mitchell says, well done Taylor Finlayson, Libby Simpson and Jess Damon. Gold and 2 silver medals in the 200 fly. Well done the Warrender girls. Here are the medalists for the boys. 200 metres butterfly. Rory Young, Mark Ford and Stuart Brodie. Stuart Brodie in his home competition. This one's supported by Brodies. All the way, it's Brodies all over the pool deck here, and it's a Brodie on top of the medal podium. There's the hashtag there in the top of your screen as the next set of medalists come up here. As I said, over 8,000 views today for the Scottish Schools Championships. Great to see people tuning in all over the world to see the best of Scottish talent. Jonah Walsh, bronze medal position. Owen Strachan, the silver medal position. Well, there's Ian Fletcher again. His second gold medal of these championships again. He's on top of the podium, and he said, Callum, an M&B man.
Yeah, he's found his M&B shorts at least. He's maybe lost his cap, but we'll let him off with it.
Well, that's something at least. It's a little bit of recognition for your old club.
Absolutely.
And the 17, 19 years of age. Cameron Finlayson back on top of the podium again. Ewan McComish. Stuart Leonard from Jordan Hill in second position, looking Pretty satisfied with that swim. And there's Cameron Finlayson looking delighted there at the top of the podium. And those are your medalists there for the boys, 17, 19 years, 200 metres butterfly. We go on to the freestyle events now. The 100 freestyles. Well, often regarded as the blue ribbon event, I suppose, at the Olympic Games, the 100 freestyle events. Although you probably argue with that one.
Yeah, I think Chandler Breaststroke should probably have that crown, but yeah, no, 100 freestyle is an exciting event. See if these girls can swim some personal best times and get some medals as well.
Well, keep the tweets coming. Sophie Beswick and Dad, Sophie Bubbles 8. Here we go, first swim of Scottish schools. Good luck, Sophie. After hard day at Grangemouth, so we'll need to watch out for Sophie Beswick.
So a couple of changes in this one. Lane 4
well,
is Emily Langford,
full
lane 6,
field of swimmers here. Sally Jack in 0. Alex Mackay goes in lane number 1. Freya Bisht in lane 2. Hannah Young in lane number 3. I think we have a reserve in lane number 4. Probably Jessica Grimley, I'm not sure. We'll bring you confirmation of that. Kayla McGill goes in lane number 5. Sophie Beswick in there in lane number 6 with that good luck message. Kate Hughes in lane number 7. And Emma McPartlin in 8. And Hayley Todd in lane number 9. Emily Lightfoot it is in lane number 4. And she's going pretty well, actually. Really challenging the reserve in here and challenging for some of the top places. But it is Freya Bisht. It's going to be in there in 105.42. And Sally Jack in 2nd position. Hannah Young in 3rd. And Alex Mackay in 4th place. But that was a tight finish, wasn't it? We'll see on the replay just how close it was. But Freya Bisht in 105.42, just taking that one.
Yeah, it was a good swim from Emily Lightfoot as well, coming in as reserve. She'll arrived maybe not knowing if she was going to swim, and she's done pretty well there to mix it with the girls at the front.
Yeah, absolutely. So Sophie Beswick, of course, with that good luck message. She was always also a reserve. She managed to get a swim though. And she's done pretty well too. A bit of a problem with the starting signal there as we move on to the 2nd heat. These swimmers, you would imagine they would be ahead of the time we saw in that previous heat. The lineup for this one: Sarah Fife in 0, Iona McLeod in 1, Nicole Ogg in 2, Alex Bonner in 3, Ailey Redpath in 4, Jessica McKee in 5, Claire Wallace in 6, Alicia Bain in 7, Rebecca Reid in 8, and Jenna Gilmore in lane number 9. Jessica McKee started well, but also going well is Iona McLeod up there in lane number 1. Could we have a surprise here?
Yeah, an outside stormer, and she is first over Iona McLeod at the turn. Also underneath the 30-second barrier at the 50, so see if she can bring it home and beat the times from the earlier heat.
Well, Iona McLeod is going really well here. Harris Academy swimmer. She was a record breaker in the 12 years age group last year. And Iona McLeod is coming back there and could well win this one. In the 13-14 years age group, is it Iona McLeod will take it? And that was a great swim from Iona McLeod in 1 minute .95, just ahead of Claire Wallace in lane number 6 and Jessica McKee in lane number 5.
Wallace taking second, and Jessica McKee with her. They will be the 1, 2, 3.
Well, what about that, Callum? The outside lane almost taking that one. Iona McLeod, fantastic.
Yeah, she went out strong and she was able to hold on in the last 50, and yeah, I'm sure she'll be delighted with winning a gold medal.
Well, she should be. She's moved up an age group. She's got another year to go in this age group as well. Iona McLeod, the 13-year-old, could well be back next year improving that time.
Yeah, she can aim for the record next year. 59.46. That's Lucy Ellis's time from 2007, so that'd be a good one for her to look forward to next year.
Seems to be a bit of a delay before we get underway for the first heat of the girls 15-16 years age group. Swimmers have cleared the water now. We are into the next heat. The first heat of this one. Erin Jones from Kemnay Academy in 0. Ellie Smith, Kirkintilloch in 1. Jessica Grimley is in lane number 2. Chloe Montague in 3. Lucy Williamson in 4. Abigail Queen in 5. Ailey Collier in 6. Kerry Anton in 7. Rosie Matheson in lane number 8. And Niamh Story in lane number 9. So, good start there. In lane number 1, it's Ailey Smith, gone out very fast, 28.31. That is swift indeed.
Yes, it's a big chunk faster than the heat before, and she's looking really strong.
Well, with the entry time, Ailey Smith, the 103.66. She could be on for something close to the minute here, maybe underneath the minute if she can hold on to this one. A great swim here for Ailey Smith from Kirkintilloch. Let's watch the clock. It is going to be under the minute. It's 59.15, and that was superb there for Ailey Smith there for Kirkintilloch, and just outside the Scottish Championship record held by Sarah Hamilton at 59.01.
Yeah, brilliant swim. That was all the way from lane 1. She's a long way in front of her heat, and well, that's a challenge set for the second heat.
Look at the margin of victory there. Wow. She is about 6 meters ahead of anyone else in that field, and Ailey Smith takes it in 59.15, 5 seconds. Exactly 5 seconds ahead of Abigail Queen in second position, Lucy Williamson in third place. Well, she certainly meant business there, going out very fast. 28.3 in that first 50, and you've got to look to be going under 28.5 if you're getting back under the minute.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to allow yourself a bit of leeway, and obviously with the dive in the first 50, you're a bit faster than the first one, so you have to allow yourself some breathing space and to ensure that you can break the minute barrier.
Well, we'll see how any of these swimmers can go out. 28.36 at the turn. Can anyone challenge that? We have Emma Govan, Kirsten Grant, Erin Wallace going through. Katie Smith, who leads there, 28.99, half a second slower than the previous heat. Alice Alcaraz, Yasmin Perry, Madeline Toms, Natasha Smith, Tegan Kerr and Isla Budge, but it is going to be Katie Smith. She's going to struggle to get the time that was set in that first heat by Ailey Smith.
Yeah, absolutely. She's still looking strong, but the 59.15 is the time she has to beat.
It is going to be very close, though. She's come back very strongly for Katie Smith at 59.27. It was a very good comeback there. Second 50 for Katie Smith, but just not quite fast enough to beat her namesake Ailey Smith there. But a very good finish there and a very good second 50. I'm impressed with that. Coming back there from Katie Smith, Alice Alcaraz in second position, Emma Govan in third place in that heat. But what it will mean that Ailey Smith in the previous heat will take the gold medal ahead of Katie Smith and Alice Alcaraz in the bronze medal position. So
we just do a big shout out happy birthday for Karen Jones. Her daughter was swimming in the previous
well, that was a good second 50 there, wasn't it, from Katie Smith?
Yeah, you thought after the first 50, having gone out half a second slower than the previous heat, should be struggling to get anywhere near the time, but yeah, she only finished a 10th behind, so really strong last 50.
Move on to the 17 to 19 years age 100 freestyle. Two heats of this one. We have Gail Craig in lane 0, Sophie Ross in 1, Erin Rafferty in 2, Lynn McDonald in 3, Megan Grant in lane 4, Ellen Voot in lane 5, Kerry Black in lane 6, Carla Brawley in 7, Daniel Mendes in 8, and Chloe Laird in lane number 9. Well, it was Ellen Voot first to the turn, 29.75, Megan Grant 30.00.
Let's see if any of these girls can take some information, some inspiration from Ailey Smith and set a time for the second heat.
Well, we'll see if they can get close to the 1 minute mark. A little bit slower than Ailey Smith went out in her heat, but here she comes now in the centre lane there, Megan Grant. That was a very good second 50 again. We're seeing some very impressive swims coming back here. And Ellen Voot, the leader at halfway, finishes second. And in third position, it was Kerry Black in 104.78.
Yeah, Megan Grant a long way inside her entry time of 103.35, so I'm sure she'll be delighted with her PB.
Well, you know, 101.50 may well not be far away from the medal positions here. Remains to be seen what happens in this final heat. Only got one swimmer under the 1 minute mark in this one. That's Lauren Jilks in lane number 5. The line-up is Karen Flaherty in 0, Alexandra McFarlane in 1, Ellie Neal in 2, Eleanor Gracie in 3, reserve Kiara Quinn in lane number 4, Lauren Jilks in 5, Kimberly Mackay in 6, Georgia Taylor in 7, Nina Howsam in 8, and Aisha Gordon in lane number 9. Well, can lane number 5, Lauren Jilks, the pre-race favourite, do something? 28.55 ahead of Kimberly Mackay's 28.90. This is looking good.
Yeah, absolutely. Time to beat 101.50 from the previous heat, but that first 50 set her up well, and she's still looking strong beside the opposition. And
well, Lauren Jilks, can she get under the 1 minute mark? She would love to do that. Coming back, Kimberly Mackay very strongly. It's going to be a very, very close finish here, but Lauren Jilks, breathing to the side that she sees the danger from, will take that one in a time of 59.50. It's 59.74 for Kimberly Mackay, and the third place finisher, 101.75. Well, yeah, that's not fast enough.
Megan Grant's done enough. Her time from the previous heats won herself a bronze.
Well, Lauren Jilks there taking that one. She had a good battle there against Kimberly Mackay at the end there. Lauren Jilks just keeping an eye on Kimberly Mackay as they come into the final stages there, looking across, and Lauren Jilks takes that one, 59.50. She'll be pleased with that one. Pleased with the win, certainly. And she will take a medal ahead of Kimberly Mackay. And, well, you called it, Callum. Someone did take inspiration from that swim, that previous 100 freestyle. It was Megan Grant, who's forced herself on the way to the medal podium.
welcoming the 13, 14-year-old girls.
Well, we have medal presentations to come. We're still keeping an eye on the tweets. You'll see on the Twitter feed the trophies will be presented at the end. Well, we saw some presentations for the best boy and girl for the 12-year-old age groups earlier. I need to find some shots of the Mexican wave we had a little bit earlier. Maybe spot yourself if you look at that when you're at home. But the medalist there, Iona McLeod, well, the youngster, another year in this age group to come. She might well be back next year. A record breaker in the 12 years age group. She's a gold medalist in the 13, 14 years age group. Just 1 year after moving up the age group there. Harris Academy. Iona McLeod takes that gold medal. 15, 16-year-old medalists. Alice Alcaraz in bronze medal position. Katie Smith, good swim, 59.27. What about the gold medalist there? Ailey Smith, well, we would have thought it with that entry time of 1:03. She swam under the 1 minute mark, 59 second. And Ailey Smith has taken the gold medal in the 15, 16 years age group from the first heat. So great performance there from Ailey Smith. Kirkintilloch School she represents. Similar story in the older age group, the 17 to 19 years age. Bronze medalist from that first heat, and it is Megan Grant. What a swim she had. Set the target for the second heat, and there was only two swimmers who could get inside that one. Kimberly Mackay, some a good swim, but she was watched all the way by Lauren Jilks, the pre-race favourite. Lauren Jilks will take the gold medal and the free cap. All important, isn't it?
You've got to get the free kit.
Well, talking about your free kit, you've just been on a training camp, haven't you? You were telling me.
Yeah, just got back on Monday. I was away with the Edinburgh Uni swim team, and we were 3 weeks in Stellenbosch, about 20 minutes outside of Cape Town in South Africa, and we were there to do one of our hardest training blocks of the year, and why not make it a bit easier and go find some sun, and that's what we did. And it was a brilliant camp. It was quite a small group, and we had some really good training there, and it set us up well for the season ahead.
And you're not going to make us sorry for you saying it's all hard work. 3 weeks in the sun, training.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be a holiday, but it didn't end up being like that.
Quite right. Oh, a little bit of a problem at the start there. Boys 13, 14 years, 100 freestyle. It was a bit of a nervous time. I'm sure you've gone through it.
Yeah, always a bit nervy when start doesn't go smoothly, but I'm sure all swimmers will refocus now and get ready for start number 2.
Well, of course, it's zero tolerance at the starts now. When I competed, you kind of got 2 chances for a false start. You could have 2 false starts. in the race, and you had to go on the third one. Then it changed to 1. Then it changed very quickly to 0. So no opportunity for false starts. Now, I tell you, maybe that's a little bit better actually, because when you had 1 or 2 starts, you would always have the people that kind of use the tactics to get a feel of the water. They do these false starts deliberately.
Yeah, and when you have the, when you're allowed to do a false start and then come back around and dive in and not be disqualified, then you get people start pushing and trying to anticipate the start and things like that. So it's good that there's no recall, no back.
Of course, now there are the electronics obviously on the starts as well, so you can tell pretty quickly if someone has gone off the blocks fast. But of course, it's not all about getting off the blocks, it's movement on the blocks as well, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Any referees are looking out for anyone twitching or trying to get any advantage by any movement on the blocks, to wait for all the swimmers to be absolutely still before they set them off.
How do you compose yourself? It looks like we've got a little bit of a technical problem here.
Yeah, you can see how swimmers have stepped back, put their t-shirts on. They're staying warm and staying ready for their race.
Just got to keep your mind on the job. A lot of things going on in the background. People running about. There's discussions between the officials. Just trying to figure out what's going on with these electronics. We've had a pretty good run actually today. We haven't had many technical problems, but just that it's getting late in the day, well, it happens.
Yeah, it does. It's part of competing, and have to learn to deal with it in a positive way and stay focused on the race that's going to happen, and stay warm, stay ready, and be ready for when the start does come.
You're telling us about your training camp a little while ago in South Africa. There's another Scottish swimming group were out in Australia as well, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the Edinburgh swimmers were out there as well. We chose to go to South Africa because as a squad we've got quite a few international swimmers. We've got a girl from Hong Kong, a swimmer from Ireland, and a few English swimmers as well. So it wouldn't have been feasible for us as a squad to go to Australia with all those guys with us. So we chose to go to South Africa, and it turned out to be a really good decision. We had a nice quiet camp, just us as a group, and we had a great time.
And I know there's a lot of your rivals in Scotland, maybe in Edinburgh Uni as well, in the breaststroke event. Is that something you try and train together? Are you out in the training camps, or?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't think I'd be anywhere without training partners, and I'm sure a lot of swimmers will say the same thing. It's really important to have people to push on in training, and to be aiming for the same things as you as well, and looking for the same goals. And so rivalries in training are healthy and are good, and hopefully will lead to faster swimming.
Well, that's what we want to see. We want to see the Scots swimmers do well on the international stage. We'll see them push up the rankings. That's certainly what's happened over the last few years with the current generation. These guys here could be the future generation. We're now getting underway. For the boys, 13, 14 years. 100 metres freestyle. Cian McConville goes in 0. Logan Skeen in 1. Edward Alsop in 2. Craig Yardley in 3. Michael Flynn in 4. Donald John Queen in 5. Scott Moodin in lane 6, Graham Baird in 7, Sam Sharkey in 8, and Duncan Doherty in lane number 9. Well, first to the wall, it looks like it is Edward Alsop, but it's very, very close indeed. He's gone out in 30.33, Callum.
Yeah, it's a really good first 50. He's out in lane 2, but he's swimming really fast and looking to set a time for the second heat to beat.
Well, we saw it in the girls' race. Can we see it again? Very, very positive swim here in lane number 2, Edward Alsop. He's being caught now by lane number 7, Graham Baird. It's very close at the end, but Edward Alsop takes it, 102.86, and Graham Baird in 2nd position, and Craig Yardley in 3rd position. So Edward Alsop sets the standard, 102.86 for Edward Alsop. Final results there on the scoreboard. There is a disqualification there, and that was Logan Skeen there. We did have reserve in that one, which we didn't spot earlier. Erince Ross was in there in 8th position. So the second heat is lined up, ready to go. We have Kyle Gallagher in 0, Cameron McMaster in 1, Ryan Robertson in 2, Daniel Parker in 3, Keir Buchanan in 4, Alistair Dunce in 5, Oscar Smiley in 6, Sam Mitchell in 7, Miles Lapsley in 8, and Lewis Robertson in lane number 9. Well, 56.40, Jordan Hughes is the record holder. That was set back in 2010, but a very, very close start to this race. Maybe the 2 centre lanes are ahead, Keir Buchanan and Alistair Dunce.
Yeah, Keir Buchanan now looking the strongest, and he's pulled out a lead. Turns in 27.86, faster than the heat before.
Well, it does look like Keir Buchanan looking good off this turn here. Very fast first 50. He's holding on very well here. I don't think Alistair Dunce is going to come back now. In fact, Alistair Dunce trying to hold on for the 2nd position here for the silver medal place. But here is Keir Buchanan. He's coming home. He's going to take this one in a very good time of 57.90. In 2nd position, Alistair Dunce, 59.59. And also under the minute in the bronze medal position, 59.84. Daniel Parker, the top 3 there, all under the 1 minute mark. They will be pleased with that one. Well, under freestyle for boys 15, 16 years. 2 heats in this one. First heat is lined up behind the blocks already. The race is coming thick and fast here. We have Jean-Luc Diggins from St. Joseph's in 0, Kyle Prince from Wood Farm High School in lane 1, Yusuf Batu from Les Mahego in lane 2, Gareth Struthers from Denny High School in 3, Fraser Agnew, Robert Gordon's in 4, Callum MacDonald, Balweary in 5, Matthew King from Deans in lane number 6, Ewan Watson from Bishop Briggs in 7, Lewis Birrell from Watson's in 8, and Nathan McGraw from Whitburn Academy in lane number 9. But Matthew King started well in lane number 6 here. He's gone out very fast indeed in that time of 27.17. Wow.
Yeah, really strong first 50 for him. He's laid down the mark and see if he can hold on in the second 50, because the rest of the swimmers are starting to crawl their way back.
Well, his entry time for Matthew King was 1 minute .02. He's given himself a real good chance of getting under the minute here. Determined to do it, I think. Matthew King went out really fast And he is going to be under the minute. He's going to be 58.84. Matthew King will take it ahead of Fraser Agnew and ahead of Kyle Prince. Well, Matthew King, 58.84. Big improvement there. And he meant business going out that first 50.
Yeah, absolutely. He entered in 1:00.02, so I'm sure he'll be pleased with having dropped not under 60, but also under 59.
Gave himself a real good chance going out that fast. And although there was a little bit of fatigue setting in at the end, he got the time that he was looking for, I'm sure. Second heat though, Kyle Gallagher goes in 0. Cameron McMaster in 1. Ryan Robertson in 2. Daniel Parker in line number 3. But I'll start again, shall I? It's Alistair Cormack. And it is Dylan Somerville, James Beattie, Craig McRoberts, Mark Hill, Morgan Erickson, Kieran Bryan, Angus Nicol, George Mansfield and Lewis Hunter. That is the 15-16 years, not the 13-14 as I was reading earlier. And we have Mark Hill going out in lane number 1. He leads Craig McRoberts and Morgan Erickson.
Mark Hill looking the strongest. He was first to 50, but alongside him now, Morgan Erickson.
It is a great finish. Morgan Erickson coming back now. Who's going to get the touch? Oh, very close. It's Mark Hill. How did he pull that one out of the fire by 1/100th of a second? I want to see that replay. How Mark Hill did that, I'm not sure.
I think Morgan Erickson went for one final stroke, and that might have been what hurt him.
Oh, that is tight, isn't it? 1/100th of a second. Mark Hill reaches for the wall, and it is that extra stroke for Morgan Erickson which made all the difference. And look at that. Morgan Erickson coming in. Mark Hill stretches. Oh boy, that was the closest finish of the night. Fantastic stuff from these two guys. We've moved on to the boys 17 to 19 years age group. Just 5 swimmers taking the start for this first heat. There is 2 heats, but we do have Sandy Aitken in lane number 1, Nina Del Rio in lane number 4, Alistair McGee in 5, Ryan Curtis in 6, and Finlay Morant in lane number 7. But Nino Del Rio, well, he leads. Here's the fastest entry time, 55.70, just ahead of Alistair McGee. And it is lane 4 leading lane 5. Not much in it though.
No, it's very close at the front. Alistair McGee he's holding on, and he's coming back strongly now.
And here is Alistair McGee. He has timed it the better, I think. He takes it in 56.52, just 0.3 of a second ahead of Nina Del Rio. And it's Ryan Curtis in 3rd place in 58.70. 56.52 though for Alistair McGee. He takes that one. We're just looking at the number of playbacks that we have had here. We're almost up to the 10,000 mark. That would be a great accolade if we can achieve it in the last little while of this championship. So please log on, get these playbacks going. We'll see when we reach the 10,000 by the time we reach the end of this session. Keep the tweets coming. Hashtag SSC 16. Anyway, the final heat of the boys 17 to 19 years, 100 freestyle. We have in lane number 1, it's Adul Hassani, Christopher Muir in 2, Fraser Meadows in 2, Grant Henderson in 3, Craig McLean in 4, Kieran Brand in 5, Murray Quillan in 6, Daniel McNally in 7, Marcus Hills in 8, and Chris Frobisher in 9. But here comes Craig McLean now, representing Dean's Community High School. 52.41 is the record, and it's 51.33 for Craig McLean. It's a school's record for Craig McLean, his 2nd of the day, and 51.33. He takes it ahead of Murray Quillen and Grant Henderson. We were just separated by 2/100ths of a second, but Craig McLean, well, what can you say about him?
Yeah, it was a brilliant swim. His previous record, 52.41, was Jack Scott. Jack, of course, training at University of Stirling, and Craig McLean's joined him there, so he's got bragging rights now. He can go back and let Jack know he's stolen his record. I'm sure he'll be pleased.
Such a good swim there for Craig McLean, 51.33 to set that new record time. The records keep tumbling, always good to see some record performances coming in. Callum Tate has left me again. He's away to present more medals, running down onto poolside as the medalists come out. There's Craig McLean making his way out there, so I'm sure that Callum will have a few words to say to him when he comes to get his medal presentation in just a short time. Well, you can see all today's records, including Craig McLean's, at facebook.com in Scottish Schools Swimming Association page. So go and have a look at that page. And see if you can see any today's records. All of today's records are on the Facebook page. Kyle Gallagher, Craig Yardley, Bruce Robertson are the medalists in the 100 freestyle for the boys. In the younger age group, 13-14 years. The 15-16 years boys are making their way onto the medal podium now. There's Callum poised, make his presentations. Angus Nicol on the podium again. Morgan Eriksson. Well, how did Morgan Eriksson not come away with a victory there? Just 1/100th of a second separating him and Mark Hill. But what a great finish from Mark Hill to win that by the smallest of margins. We haven't seen a dead heat today, which, well, unusual, I think, in an event which is, they've got a number of races happening. We normally see at least one dead heat. We haven't seen one today. Few races still left for that to happen. And the presentation for the older age group, the boys 17 to 19 years. Grant Henderson, Murray Quillen, and the record breaker, Craig McLean. A word from Callum Tate, breaking Jack Scott's record, which has stood since 2009. And Craig McLean takes another gold medal. He takes another championship record. 2 records for Craig today. Of course, the swimmers at these championships only allowed to swim in 2 individual events, so. And there's the fans relaxing in the heat here in Tollcross. It's quite hot in this arena. Callum's come back to me now.
They're preparing themselves for the next swim.
We're on to the women's 200 metres medley events. It's more of your territory, Callum. 200 individual medley. You You go over the 200 IM?
Yeah, occasionally. It's more of a fun one, but yeah, it's a pretty tough event. Changing strokes is hard, so it's more exhausting than you might think.
Well, the lineup for this one in the 13-14 years age group, 2 heats. We have Morven Jackson from Holy Cross, Elle O'Reilly, My Our Lady, Lily Jane Haggerty Evans, Emily Lightfoot, Katie McGill, Sophie Beswick, Ellie Riley, Ailey McKenzie, Chloe Strachan and Flora Nichols. Those are the swimmers in this first heat. We had some messages of good luck for Sophie Beswick earlier on, also for Flora Nichols. But leading there in lane number 6 is Ellie Riley. Ellie Riley going on to the breaststroke leg. Lily Haggerty Evans in 2nd position and Flora Nichols in 3rd position. Bet you were glad when you got onto this leg in the medley.
Yeah, absolutely, and arguably breaststroke's the most important one. It's obviously the slowest stroke, so you do spend the longest time on it, and so having a strong breaststroke is really important to put together a 200 IM.
Well, yeah, quite often you see in individual medley events that the lead changes as you go through the strokes, and breaststroke, one probably more than any other, that you see the breaststrokers coming to the fore, changing position, bringing themselves back into contention. But there's no doubt about this one, because Ellie Riley is going out really fast here. She's held on to that lead onto the freestyle leg. 2nd position is Lily Haggerty Evans, Lily Jane Haggerty Evans from Kelvin's side in lane number 2. But it does look like Ellie Riley is going to take this one from the Royal High School. She is coming home, entry time of 2:42. That has improved to 2:35.81 for Ellie Riley. 2:35.81 might be another one that challenges for the medals in those later heats, possibly. Well, there is only one more heat to come, but that's a good target for the swimmers to come in the next heat. There's a result, 2:35.81. Haggerty Evans, 2:41.37 in 2nd position. She looked comfortable there.
Yeah, she finished really strong. She had a good breaststroke leg, which is where she kind of swam away from everyone else, and then was able to hold them all off in the freestyle.
Well, the second and final heat. We have Sophie Newbury in lane 0, Alex Bonner in lane 1, Jocelyn Lowe in lane number 2, Louise Woolley in lane number 3, Gaia Alcaraz in lane 4, Ellie Turner in lane 5, Beth Gale in lane 6, Victoria Duncan in 7, Hannah Cool in lane number 8, and Darcy Adam in lane number 9. Well, 2:35.81 was the target from that previous heat, and going out first here, Gaia Alcaraz, 30.51, very, very quick on the butterfly, and she's holding on to that lead in the backstroke.
Yeah, Gaia's time is over 6 seconds faster than 2nd place, so she's strongest swimmer coming into this event, and looking to add another gold medal.
Well, here she comes, Gaia Alcaraz. The record that's held by Emily Jones from Inverurie. That was set back in 2009. Well, we'll see if Gaia Alcaraz or anyone can challenge this one. Can anyone come back on the breaststroke? Ellie Turner. Well, she's having a good go at it, Ellie Turner. But Gaia Alcaraz still with that edge there. And Beth Gale also not too far away on the breaststroke here. Can you see anyone pulling back this deficit, Callum? Doesn't look likely at the moment.
No, she's looking really strong. Extending our lead on the breaststroke leg.
Well, the lead as the second swimmer goes over. It's around about 4.5 seconds now. But Gaia Alcaraz, can she come back in another record time here? Emily Jones's record 2:26.56, and really strong swimming here from Gaia Alcaraz from the Grammar School of Aberdeen. It looks like it is Ellie Turner and Beth Gill in second and third, but Gaia Alcaraz 2:26.56 has got to be on. It's inside 2:25.97. It's a record swim from Gaia Alcaraz, representing the Grammar School of Aberdeen. She is inside the record that was held by Emily Jones of Inverurie from 2009. But Gaia Alcaraz is the new schools championship record holder in 2:25.97, and that was a strong swim on the freestyle.
Yeah, absolutely. She was on for record pace at 150, but she needed a strong last 50 to break the record, and that's what she had. And what a good record to beat as well. Emily Jones, of course, swimming lots of Scottish age group records, and she swam at European Juniors and World Juniors, so she's following in good footsteps.
Well, a great swim from Gaia Alcaraz there to take the gold in a new Scottish Schools Championship record time. On to the next one is the 15-16 years 200 metres individual medley.
She holds this one as well, 2:18.79, set in 2011.
And we have
This one survives.
swimmers in this one. Rosie Matheson in lane 0, Afrik Cook in lane number 1, Ailey Smith back in the water again in lane number 2, Lucy Williamson in 3, Katie Taylor in 4, in lane 5, Katie McKenzie, Erin Jones in 6, Lindsay Jack in 7, Kirsten Grant in 8, and Gigi Slater in lane number 9. Still keep the tweets coming. We've had one from Monica Fisher-Keogh saying there has been a dead heat in event 204, heat 3. Oh, I'm sorry, Monica. Good job you're paying attention. Good job someone's paying attention.
Emily Jones has the record in this age group as well, 2:18.79. So we'll see if both of our records go today, or if this one survives.
Well, in the centre, Katie Taylor. That's holding on. Katie McKenzie, though, is coming through strongly. Ailey Smith as well. Well, you wouldn't discount Ailey Smith now, even though she's not in the fastest heat, especially after that freestyle we just saw her swim earlier. And she is in contention here as they come to the second half of this breaststroke. In fact, they're just coming to the flags now, so they have 10 metres to go. 5 metres when they get under the flags, and Ailey Smith is in contention now. Katie Taylor is going to be ahead in 1:52. Ailey Smith in second, 1:54. And it's Katie McKenzie, in fact, ahead of Katie Taylor and Ailey Smith.
Yeah, we know how strong her freestyle is, so watch out in the last 50.
Well, we'll see if Ailey Smith can follow up that good form. And she is coming back now, but maybe not quite enough to meet Katie McKenzie. Katie McKenzie is going to hold on, I think. She is just going to hold on for first position, 2:26.49 for Katie McKenzie. She finishes ahead of Ailey Smith, 2:27.92. Katie Taylor in third place, 2:28.07. Well, she did pull back there, Ailey Smith, in the closing stages, but not quite good enough to get in ahead of Katie McKenzie, 2:26.49. She wins it by 0.8 of a second.
Yeah, Katie McKenzie sets the time to beat for the second heat.
And it's a tough standard as well, because that second heat, the time set there by Katie McKenzie, is inside the time here of the fastest swimmer, Ali Morrison. 2:27.01 is the fastest entry time here. Oh, we have Molly Young in lane 0, Morven Adams in lane 1, Catherine Comrie in lane 2, Katie Smith in lane 3, Morven Scott in lane 4, no swimmer in lane 5, Kirsten Laurie in lane 6, Alicia Lumsden in lane 7, Madeline Toms in 8, and Kirsty Griffiths in lane number 9. So, can anyone improve their entry time to challenge the 2:26.49 for Katie McKenzie in that previous heat?
Yeah, absolutely. The time has been set, and the previous heat was quite close, and there's a fair few swimmers up there. So maybe more than one medal could go to the first heat. We'll see what the second heat can do.
Well, we might see all the medals going to that first heat, if unless anyone can make an impression on this one. One swimmer who's determined to give it a go is Katie Smith, 108.92. Kirsten Laurie in second position, and Alicia Lumsden in third place. But Katie Smith looking good so far. Breaststroke looking quite comfortable as well.
Yeah, Katie Smith's looking really strong on her breaststroke leg. She's probably starting to extend her lead.
Really strong and smooth at the front of the stroke there, isn't it? Really stretching out there.
Yeah, absolutely. She's arms go forward and she kicks afterwards, so she's kicking in the most streamlined position, and well, the result is her lead's extending. And
1:53.46 as she goes over that final turn there. Morven Adams in second place, 1:57.28. It's going to be very close here. 2:26.49 is the target. Is she on course?
Well, they were slower. They were second down with 50 to go, so she's going to have to swim faster in this last 50. I think the time 2:26 is going to slip by.
Well, here she comes in 2:27.91, and that's not as fast as the first heat. And Katie McKenzie will take that one, but I'm not sure who is going to take the silver and bronze here, because that 2:27.91 may well be other swimmers in that first heat who were faster. She was followed on by Kirsten Laurie and Morven Adams, but 2:27.91, well, it wasn't as fast as the first heat, and well, I'm not sure if that is going to be enough to get on the medal podium. Quite possibly, because that first heat was very tight, wasn't it? We should learn and take a note of the times in the first heat, Callum. We'll remember that for next time.
Yeah, we've got one time down. Missing the other 9.
It's very, very unusual that you see no medalists from the fastest heat at all, but we may well be in that position. We don't know. It remains to be seen. And Katie Smith swam a good race, just outside her entry time, 2:27.91. So she may well force herself into the medal positions. We will find out very shortly. We only have one more 200 metres individual medley race for us, and that is this one. It is the 17 to 19 years 200 IM. Rachel Spears goes in lane 0, Kimberly Mackay in lane 1, Michelle Hoffin in lane 2, Erin Holmes goes in lane 3, Ailey Duthie in 4, Barry Swanson in 5, Megan Laurie in 7, Kaylee Fraser in 8, and Caitlin Smith in lane number 9.
Of course, as a 17 to 19 years age group, there's one heat. It's effectively one straight final. So all the medals will be handed out to these girls here.
Swanson is picking up a bit of
Not used to seeing her in a
the gap now.
she's the record holder.
Strong in lane 3, Erin Holmes. Still it is 80
10.
holding it.
Corey
Winner already. Ceiling on the freestyle. And after the breaststroke, she's looking in a strong position now. 51.
and Ailey Duffy in lane number 1. Erin Holmes. Sorry,
Second freestyle 2.
Corey Swanson in.
Record might just be a bit of an ask. We'll see. Certainly going to take gold, you would think now. The race hotting up for second with Murray Swanson and Erin Holmes going at it.
Position from Erin Holmes, but here we go now.
Duffy. The record's not going to be broken, but she comes in 2:24.84. And a second goal of the
presentation. Gill in the 200 IM for the younger age group. Ellie Turner in the silver medal position, but that new Scottish record for Gaia Alcaraz, that was an impressive swim. Another record goes. The records just keep on coming. We saw Craig McLean, we've now seen Gaia Alcaraz. And you've got to think, this one, Callum, this next presentation, got to be the most unusual, because I don't think that we have anyone from a final heat. Well, Katie Smith, did she force her way in? She did force her way into the bronze medal position. There's Katie Smith, the only swimmer in the final heat to get on that medal podium. That is really unusual.
It is, yeah, especially with first and second being coming from the first heat, so anything can happen.
It can, and we've twice seen Ailey Smith on the medal podium from an early heat, but that was a good swim from Katie McKenzie. Really close heat, that first one, and that spurred them all on to really good times, made a real difference. Quite a difference in height between the three girls there. The winner in the centre, Katie McKenzie. Well, no such drama in this one. There was only one heat in the girls 17 to 19 years age group. Erin Holmes with a bronze medal. Barry Swanson with the silver medal. And a dominant performance from Ailey Duffy. She takes the gold medal. Really good performance there from Ailey Duffy. Well, the boys coming out for the next event now. It is the 100 metres breaststroke. One you've been looking forward to all session.
Yeah, it promises to be good. Hopefully we'll, just looking at the records, are pretty high standard. The first one for the 13 to 14 year olds is 1:11.36 in 2008. And Craig Benson, who of course went on to swim an Olympic semi-final in this event, so it's a pretty tall order.
We'll see if any of these youngsters can challenge that one. The first heat of the boys, 13, 14 years, 100 metres breaststroke. We do have Alistair Dunsmore in lane 0, Ethan Horn in lane number 1, Lewis Thompson in lane number 2, Sam Coates in 3, Rhian Harvey in 4, Owen McBurney in 5, Daniel Murray in 6, Callum Hillis in 7, Jack Gunn in 8, and Finlay Cormack in lane number 9.
Nothing to choose between the boys at the first 50. It is Ethan Horn though who takes the touch from outside in lane 1.
And at this stage it looks like Ethan Horn maybe has just the edge here, but coming down very strongly in lane number 5, Owen McBurney maybe pushing on, but Ethan Horn just holding on to that lead now. Got a little bit of a better idea as they go past the red markers there at 15. They will be inside the flags now very shortly. It does look like Ethan Horn is going to hold on to this one as he comes into the final couple of metres on the finish, and Ethan takes it in 1:19.18. Just ahead of Owen McBurney by 0.3 of a second. And Sam Coates in third position, but a good swim from one of the outside lanes again.
Yeah, Ethan Horn entered in 2:22.9, so he's taken a big chunk off his time, and he's the one to set the time for the second heat.
Well, they move on now to the second heat. Suzanne Grant has just tweeted in, good luck, Ethan Lindsay. Still awake and cheering you on from your family in Dubai. Ethan Lindsay goes in the centre lane here in lane number 4. Finlay Cousins in 0, Matthew Hanlon in 1, John Keane in 2, Douglas Kelly in 3, Ethan Lindsay in 4, Luke Mitchell in 5, Greg Fairburn in 6, Angus Allison in 7, Sam Glenn in 8, and Ross Kerr in lane number 9. Well, let's see if this support from Dubai can do it for Ethan Lindsay. He's in lane 4. He is maybe just behind at the moment, because in the lead is Douglas Kelly in lane number 3. Luke Mitchell in 2nd. Lindsay down in 3rd position. It's very, very tight, Callum.
Yes, all 3 swimmers together. All 3 swimmers with similar turns as well, so it'll come down to swimming speed in this last 50 metres.
Well, it does look like 3, 4 and 5. They are the 3 at the moment in the medal positions. But Douglas Kelly going well in lane number 3. It looks like it's between Douglas Kelly and Luke Mitchell. Luke Mitchell maybe coming back now in lane number 5. Luke Mitchell into the end. It is going to be Luke Mitchell in 1:13.32. Douglas Kelly in 2nd position. What a great race that was. And Ethan Lindsay in the bronze medal position, 1:14.74. Really strong at the end though from Luke Mitchell.
Yeah, he won it only by 2/10 and came from his last few strokes and onto the touch.
So well done to the swimmers there. That record of Craig Benson's remains for another day. We move on to 15-16 years age group. And there is 3 heats in this one. And the record holder in this one is
Craig Benson once again. This time it's dropped to 106.34. So the targets just got a bit harder, but let's see if 2 extra years can help these boys get closer.
That's a really good standard to aim for. Craig Benson, as you said, one of the best swimmers that Scotland has produced, an Olympic semi-finalist, as you said. Finlay Nisbet goes in lane 0 in this one. Calvin Wardell in 1. Jake Miller in lane number 2. And Blair Wattrett, James White, Jay Aitken, Andrew Sharp, Lewis Downey, Sam Lewis and Ewan Watson. In fact, there's a couple of spare lanes there. No swimmer in 5 or lane number 9. But it looks like we have got Blair Wattrett coming in. Real strong stuff here from Blair Wattrett. And he's in there in 1:15.01. Wow, great swim there from Blair. Lewis Downey in 2nd position, 1:19.11. And in 3rd place, Jake Miller, 1:20.40.
Yeah, really strong swim from Blair Wattrett. He looked really high in the water, came up really well, and a real 100 swimmer stroke. Might get a bit tired in the 200 coming out the water that far, but he looked strong.
So Blair Wattrett takes that first heat. Only 1 lane vacant in this one, and that is lane number 5. Christopher Percival Maxwell in lane 0, Ryan Torrance in 1, Ewan Gumbrill in 2, Lewis Bailey in 3, Ewan McMurray in 4, Thomas McSkimming in 6, Lee Rosey in 7, William King in 8. Looking good at the moment is Thomas McSkimming there. He's first to the wall, 33.63. In 2nd position, though, Lewis Bailey and Ewan McMurray in 3rd position. 33.63 and 1:14.86 the target for Thomas McSkimming.
Yeah, entry time of 1:14.86, so he'll have to have strong last part of his race to beat that, but he's still looking good. His stroke rate is really high, so but he is well inside his time. 1:11.13, taking over 3 seconds off his time.
Yeah, 1:11.13. That's very, very good for Thomas McSkimming. And in 2nd position, 1:14.29 for Ewan McMurray. 3rd place is Lewis Bailey, 1:14.50. So, well, another good target for the last heat. And that time of 1:11.13. May well challenge for the bronze medal position. Well ahead at the end. Very strong, diving for that wall at the finish there. Callum Warnock in 0, Fraser Allison in 1, Ross Neely in 2, David Rowan in 3, Gregor Barnett in lane number 4, Jack Green in 5, Greg Rowe in 6, Max Hagan in 7, Callum Barnes in 8, and Kasper Dusek in lane number 9. Well, to get under the 1:10 mark, what kind of time will these guys be looking for in the first 50 here?
Well, they'll hope to go 32, something like that, 32 or 33. Jack Green is is ahead with 32.85. So he'll be looking to come back pretty strongly to make sure he goes under 1:10.
Well, 1:11 is the target for these swimmers. That was from the previous heat, and Thomas McSkimming going well in the outside lane. Callum Warnock also going well. Ross Neely, but it could be Jack Green in lane number 5 with the green cap, but Ross Neely coming back very strongly here. Ross Neely may well just sneak this one. Ross Neely coming alongside now Jack Green, and it is Ross Neely will take it in 109.96. In second position, Jack Green 110.46, and 111 Callum Warnock 111.58, and that's not as fast as the previous heat. Again, Thomas McSkimming will be promoted to the bronze medal position there.
Yeah, Ross Neely looking delighted with this swim there at the end. Delighted to have gone under 110 and also add a gold medal to that as well.
Great result for Ross Neely there. Again, we see a swimmer from an early heat getting in amongst the medals. But this is the one and only heat now of the boys, 17 to 19 years, 100 metres breaststroke. The final event here of today's Scottish Schools Swimming Championships 2016. We have in lane 0 David Muir, in 1 Ross Young, in 2 Ross Burns, in 3 Craig Barnes, in 4 Tobermory Mackay Champion, in 5 Alan Chew, in 6 William Balfour, 7 Jacob Marchbank, and 8 Ewan Leslie. Oh, Tobermory Mackay Champion, already a gold medalist today. Can he make it a double?
Well, 31.28 first 50. He's already got a lead on the rest of the field, and he had a really good turn. Still looking strong. Moving into the last 50.
Well, here we go, Tobermory Mackay Champion now. It's the final swimming action here at Tollcross today. It's been a great event. Can we finish on a high here? Tobermory Mackay Champion, he is coming through now, just outside the record time, but it's 106.48. Tobermory Mackay Champion takes it ahead of Craig Barnes and ahead of another outside lane flyer here, Ewan Leslie, 109.37 in that outside lane. Mackay Champion takes the gold medal, Craig Barnes the silver, and Ewan Leslie the bronze. That is our final result, Callum. Impressed with that swim there from Mackay Champion?
Yeah, he looked really strong, he looked really powerful the whole way through, and he's entered in 105.57. I think that might be a short course time to get here, but not sure if that's his PB, but still looks strong and good at this time of the season.
Absolutely. The coaches make their way back to their teams. Their day's work is done. That is the final swimming action. We do have medal presentations, of course, to enjoy before we are off the air tonight. Many thanks for everyone tuning in today for the swimming. Many thanks for your tweets. We've tried to read out as many as we possibly can. It has been, as you have seen, the events coming thick and fast today. All day they've been event after event. We've had some quality swims, some great record performances, some great individual tussles. And here, a bit of confusion on the medal podium to finish the evening. Anne Dixon having a little bit of a jig there.
A little dance from Anne Dixon, yeah.
You don't see that often.
More often than you think.
Oh, really?
Anne Dixon, of course, the coach of Stephen Mill, who's part of the team that won a silver medal at the Commonwealth Games in the 4x200 metres freestyle, so I'm sure she'll be exciting to watch some of the next swimmers to be part of that team.
Of course, based in Perth. And Perth High School swimmer Luke Mitchell taking the gold there in the centre of that medal podium, ahead of Douglas Kelly and Ethan Lindsay. And the 15-16 years age group. Thomas McSkimming, well, what a swim he had in one of the earlier heats. Again, forcing his way into the medal podium. Jack Green in second position, and Ross Neely saw a good race. He was delighted with that, to dip under the 110 mark. On the final medal presentation, is on its way. Yeah, I think you're right about Ann Dixon, actually, yeah? Still dancing away.
Don't think you can stop her. She'll be dancing again, though, with another Perth City swimmer on the podium.
And here they come for the presentation of the final event. Ewan Leslie, Grange Academy, another outside lane flyer. We've seen some surprises today. Ewan Leslie from the outside lane, Craig Barnes, silver medalist, and another one of these Perth swimmers representing Glenalmond today. Tobermory Mackay champion, looking very, very good at the front of the field there. Some a great breaststroke race, and we'll be pleased to have his name on the list of champions. We've seen the likes of Craig Benson, we've seen Ross Murdoch take the title in this event as well. Ross Murdoch, of course, the Scottish record holder, set that back in 2012 when he was just kind of making his way through the ranks. Well, we have one final presentation. It's going to be the best boy and girl based on FINA points. FINA points, of course, for all the age groups. So the higher number of points, better the performance. And it's quite interesting to see who's going to win this, because it's all across the age groups. It could be quite interesting to see which age group it won. Is it going to be some of the youngsters? Is it going to be the older, experienced swimmers? Difficult to tell, really. We'll wait and see the presentation. I think it's the trophies all lined up there at the medal presentation area. Still waiting for the results to be fed over to us there. There are the trophies there, all lined up for the winners. Little gifts on the top of the trophies. Looks like there's one missing.
Someone's got their trophy missing. Maybe someone didn't return one.
Could well be. They will be on the blacklist. Trying to get the results here fed to us. Commentary position.
So the first winner is Keir Buchanan in the 13-14 years age group, and he wins the prize for his 100 meters freestyle.
Diana Alcaraz in the 200 individual medley into the 600 points range. Very good going there. That was that new record swim.
Yeah, of course, FINA points being in relation to the world record. So at the younger age groups, it's good to be getting into the 600 points, and I'm sure in future years those FINA points will be climbing.
Moving on now to the 15-16-year-old age group. For his performance in the 100 metres backstroke, the time of 1:01:12, Scott Gibson.
Scott Dixon in the 15-16 years age group.
For her performance in the girls' 200 metres freestyle, Alice Alcaraz.
Alice Alcaraz in the 200 metres freestyle.
Not sure that we've got Scott Gibson.
Scott Gibson was swimming in an earlier race. Not sure if he's going to be there for the presentation. Alice Alcaraz coming to accept her gift, and unfortunately Alice is the one where there is no trophy to present at the moment. So she said, Callum, maybe she's the one that someone has to return the trophy again. I'm sure they will locate that trophy and get it to Alice.
It is 17 to 19 female age group. The winner of the girls' trophy for her performance in the
200 freestyle swim for Alice. Meg Finnan, well, no surprise about that one, that she wins the older age group.
20 FINA points. And in the corresponding age group for the boys,
720 points for Meg Finnan. On the 100 freestyle, Craig McLean,
51-33.
that 51.33, swam tonight in the 700 points range. So both the older age groups in the 700 points range.
Yeah, the 200 fly and for Meg and Craig's 100 free were probably two of the highlights. Both records. Both swimmers have been swimming really well recently, and going from strength to strength.
And there is Craig McLean with the sign for each trophy. Making sure he signs it out there so they can get it back in next year. It was a great event today. That is the final action that we have here from Tollcross. It has been an excellent days of action, lots of records to look forward to. Craig McLean, one of the record holders, is the final man on the podium. Thank you very much to Callum Tate for your company tonight. I hope you enjoyed it.
Certainly did. Thank you for having me.
It's been good, and well, we'll hopefully see you back here at the Olympic Trials, being very successful in the future. We wish you all the best in your efforts to try and make it to Rio and major championships in the future. But from now, it is good night from the Scottish Schools Championships from 2016. Good night from Tollcross.